Well, this bulb's now doing it now. Look, I just noticed it's starting to flicker, but then all of a sudden it started. Oh, so now, oh yeah, right, that's why the switch was off. Honest mistake, the switch was off. But it just started flickering, and then it stopped working completely. And now all it's doing is it's just, well, doing with that. Oh, wait, never mind, it came on. Well, basically what I was doing is it was just also glowing at both ends while the starter tried to. Yeah, you can see that, right? You see that those green bands? That's the bulb flickering. And it's also making a weird noise. But I'm not going to commentate this video this time because I want you to be able to hear the bulb and not me commentating. I'll try to only commentate about the important things. Like if it starts doing something like, the flashes of neon color, that's what I have to call it, a term I made up, neon color. It's where it kind of fluoresces here and it glows its natural fluorescing color, this color, rather than it's hard to describe, so. But see this, how it's glowing orange? That's not neon color. That's the preheating color. But if I see a flash of neon color, I will point it out. But other than that, I will not do any commentations from this point forward. Yep, right as I said that, it did 2 flashes of neon color, and the bulb came on. So I have no idea what's going on, but oh, and the reason why I recorded this video in vertical is because in order to film it in horizontal, of course now the video's sideways for you. But see those flurry flashes of neon color? That's what I mean by neon color. See, it flashes white. That's what I mean by neon color. Basically, the reason why it's vertical is because when it's horizontal like this, of course now the video sideways to you, so I actually have to hold it. But the way that I have to hold the camera actually causes my arm to get rather sore. So it's just easier for me to record vertically instead of horizontally. I would record horizontally if it weren't for the sore arm problem. Trust me, I'm not a sociopath. I'm not a menace. It's that I'm kind of forced to record vertical here because, yeah. But this is most certainly putting a lot of stress on the electrodes. Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer, but whatever. Yep, it came on. How long was that? I have no clue. at least a minute. But seriously, I have no idea why it's doing that. So, yeah, this is a fair warning. Don't do this yourself. If your fluorescent bulb does this, just replace it. So you can damage the ballast and you can ruin the starter inside. But I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. So, just don't attempt the actions you see in this video and you'll be safe. I'm not liable for any damages that occur if you repeat my experiments. So it should be kind of obvious that you can also watch these experiments that I do. Well, this is not really an experiment, but whatever. Basically, you can watch my videos, yes. Just don't repeat the actions unless you know what you're doing. So I remember when I didn't know what I was doing and I did one of the experiments, I actually ended up electrocuting myself a couple times. But don't worry, it was grounded. It was only my hand. Thankfully, it didn't go through my body and affect anything. So just be careful. But now I know what I'm doing. But back in the day where I didn't know anything better, I almost had a couple near-death experiences as a result of, well, not knowing what the fuck I was doing. So, I know what I'm doing, so, oh, and the bulb fell out because I wiggled it. So when I put it back in, so I don't know what happened, but I think this bulb's done doing that now, and thankfully, I think this bulb is revived, but yeah, I'm going to temporarily put this bulb out of service just because. And yeah, it's always important when it comes to a fluorescent bulb like this to always grab it by the ballast, the base, and not the tubes. You can bust the tubes, or you can bust the cement that holds the tubes. So, here's this other bulb that when I first got, it was just as bright as that one, but as it got used, it obviously dimmed. And that's usually what happens with fluorescent lights. When you first get them, they are brighter, then after you use them, they dim. So once your fluorescent light starts to get dim, that's when you gotta replace it. As someone who actually studied half this shit during the CFO bulb dilemma, I'm surprised hardly anyone knew it. Just surprised how many people don't know half the shit that I do. And, well, yes, I like to acknowledge the fact that I did Google it, but should it be kind of common sense, like, okay, I've heard a couple reports of CFLs setting things on fire, but it's kind of necessary to just see what they say. Because you never truly know. Like, I found this 1-star review on a store that was dissing one of the items that they had sell, a type, but I was looking for that type of item, so that 1-star review counted as a 5-star review to me. So, always check the reviews, always make sure, always don't be intimidated by seeing a lot of 1-star reviews. Just remember what you need it for. If you just don't need to go to a store to get something vintage, and you see a couple 1-star reviews complaining about the vintage items, count that as a 5-star review. And, well, a cue to go to the store.